Looks like we're going to start 2015 with another apocalypse. What's up, everybody? Yeah, that was the best line I could think of. I don't know. Happy New Year. Hope 2015 treats you well. Let's get into the review real quick. We're back with REC4 Apocalypse, Record 4 Apocalypse, Rec 4 Apocalypse, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. If you're not familiar with the first two films or the third film, go back and check out my reviews on those. The first two are golden. There's some great stuff. The third film declined a little bit in quality, and sadly, I gotta say, the fourth film's kind of on that same downward trajectory, but it is the fourth film in a franchise. The first two films are directed by Paco Plaza and Wame Bagalero, like as a team. The third film was directed just by Paco Plaza, and it had more of a comedic feel, kind of left the found footage a little bit behind. It was a mix of found footage and regular cinematography. This film was just directed by the other guy, Wame Bagalero, and it has a feel of the first two films mixed with a feel of the third film, and it stays a little bit of found footage at the beginning and then goes right into regular cinematography. So I kind of like that. I mean, 4 films of found footage would just be too much, so I don't mind that. I thought that was pretty good. The film starts off directly where the second film ended, so if you're a fan of the first two films, this is a direct sequel. From there, some people are sent in the apartment complex. They wind up saving the main character from the first two films. They take her out and they all wind up quarantined on this boat. So the film basically becomes we're trapped on boat with zombies, but it kind of fell secondary to the whole we're trapped on the boat thing. And the zombies kind of took like a second tier to the whole outbreak thing. That's the best way to explain it. Let me get into the good and the bad things. First of all, like I said, it was a direct sequel to the first two films, so I really like that. They do mention the third film quite a bit. It's not like they're trying to forget it. I know some people didn't like that film, but they do mention that film a lot. So I really like the idea that the first, 4 films are just one linear, solid, pretty much story. The third film, of course, went off the reservation. I don't know. I like the mix of the regular cinematography. The zombies just played second tier in this movie, and the more I think about it, I wasn't really impressed with this film, to tell you the truth. It's overall an okay watch. It's pretty fun, especially if you're a fan of the first 3 films, but there's nothing great about it. It wasn't as fresh as the first 2 films. It wasn't actually as funny as the third film, and they didn't have the cool bride like the third film. I just felt the third film actually pushed the story along of what was going on in the backstory of the outbreak and all that more than this film did. This film was like, oh, we got a lab and we're gonna explain it a little bit, and then they kind of expect you to forget the first 2 films, how the second film ended. Like I said, I don't want to go into spoilers. You can basically watch this film separately, and then the twist is, what you know from the second film ending. So I was like, oh, okay. And then they have like another twist, so the people that know the first films, I guess, are surprised a little bit. But overall, it just lacked kind of overall in quality. You do 4 films. What 4th film is that great? So I think that's the main problem. Overall, the film at the ending, more bad stuff. I mean, it has some bad CGI exterior boat shots, definitely. They're not that bad, but you can tell it's CGI. And then animal zombies. I know in the first film, in the second film, they mention, an animal was infected also, but we don't have to see it. And then this one has like an animal zombie type thing, and it wasn't that bad, but then the final shot of the film, it's some of the worst CGI, and it's just like, oh, they ended the 4 films like that, like on a bad CGI shot. I don't know. It just left a bad taste in my mouth, so to speak, the last shot of the film. I don't know if it was the last shot or the second to last shot, but like I said, the film just didn't blow me away. I wasn't that impressed. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 because it's average. You definitely got to see it if you've seen the first 3 films to see how the story ends. Calling it apocalypse is kind of misleading in my opinion because it was basically an outbreak on a boat movie. You don't really get apocalypse. I don't know. Overall, I thought I kind of jumped the shark, so to speak. This franchise should just end here. I mean, it's declining in quality. The next film is going to be a lot worse. So stop here, please. Leave the good memories of the first 2 films. I mean, I like the third film. Like I said, I really don't know what else to say. Have a happy new year. If you've seen REC4 Apocalypse, comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And you're going to have to read subtitles. I'm sorry. Forgot to mention that earlier. But yeah. Happy New Year, and let me know what you thought of the film down below. See you soon.